I'm on a nice walk with my friend, John Laverne, who's been showing people around the city he loves for 25 years. In Charleston, I could walk for days. Like, this is the definitive walkable city.
There's all these neat alleyways and cobblestone streets and like little hidden, I don't know, pockets of Charleston history and charm, and that's what you get to experience with you. Walk 2 blocks away from here is where the Constitution was ratified, and it's hard to walk the streets without feeling like you're stepping in the footprints of American history.
It's awesome. Literally hard to walk the streets.
It is hard, yeah.
This to me is more a riverbed, not really cobblestone.
A little tricky. A lot of the old timers in town, they'll refer to this as Labor Lane, because they used to put expectant mothers on a horse and carriage and zoom up and down here to help speed up the whole process.
To induce labor?
Right, yeah, right. Labor Lane, makes sense.
One building in Charleston that should not be overlooked is one of its smallest, and yet it had the biggest effect not only on a city, but the entire history of the United States.
More slaves were sold here than any other place in our country, and they originally were sold right on the docks as the ships arrived from Africa, but it was a very unsettling experience. So they passed an ordinance that the selling of enslaved Africans had to be done indoors, and there were 5 slave marts in town. One of the buildings remain, and it's this one here. It's Ryan's Slave Mart. And this is the Charleston Slave Museum, and they have some of the original artifacts of when this was an operating slave mart.
Christina King Mitchell is the docent here at the Slave Mart. Her passion is telling about her ancestors and their often overlooked contributions.
By the 1850s, the system of slavery had grown by leaps and bounds. People were making so much money off of selling human beings, but also off the products that they were producing, such as rice and cotton and tobacco and so forth. So basically, it's just a strip of land between 2 old buildings. It's an alleyway where people were bought and sold. So if it wasn't for what happened in here, none of these beautiful houses would be out there. Built off the backs of free labor, the money made off of them, and the literal hands that touched and built.
This is certainly a huge part of our history here, and I think everybody needs to come here and see what this is all about.
Charleston is a city that's facing its past head-on, not only in the slave market, but also in the building of the International African American Museum, slated to open in 2020. John and I continued our walk around a city that has so many stories to tell, even from people who can no longer tell them.
The graveyard we're in now, this is it's the oldest downtown, and there's tombs dating back to the 17th century here. And tombstones are a great way to learn about a city. You can, read where the people are from. You can read what wars were fought here, what tragedies occurred, and you can learn a lot about any place by going to the graveyards and the cemeteries. Oldest oak tree in downtown Charleston right here, 600 years old.
I don't think there's one thing that I haven't pointed to that you haven't said, that's the oldest building, that is the oldest tree, that's the oldest trash can in Charleston. Yeah. Like, this city is so old.
We got a lot of old here, yeah, absolutely, that's true. This is the Circular Congregational Church, and it's the 3rd church built on the site. This one here dates back to the 1880s.
And this is sort of your baby when it comes to why you do what you do.
Between this building here, the old exchange, and also the old city jail, we've raised close to $4 million in 17 years. So it's a nice model of sustainable tourism, which I'm proud of. These old historical buildings, they need constant work of maintaining the graves, the ironwork, the stained glass windows, everything. And one of the projects they have going on now is the restoration of the gates around the church here. And it's all been spearheaded by the American College of the Building Arts, which is absolutely one of my favorite institutions ever.
For me, travel is always about connecting with people. And to meet more great locals, click here for the full episode and here to subscribe. I'm a nice person, so click here for the full episode. She says nicely as a nice person. Click here to subscribe.